Boy, do we got a lot to talk about tonight. Welcome into the Philly Faithful podcast, an instant reaction of Game 3 of the National League Division Series. I am your host, Troy Brock. You can find me on socials at Troy B Baseball. You can follow the show on socials at Philly Faith Pod. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, make sure you leave us a 5-star rating. It really helps us out a great bit. And if you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and turn that notification icon on so you can be notified when more episodes just like this one go live. And might not be too many more instant reaction episodes if the offense plays the way they did tonight. I know that Saturday I was one of the few that was on Rob Thompson about his managing, and it ain't on him tonight. It's not on Rob Thompson tonight. Tonight was on the offense, and the just absolutely atrocious approach that every single hitter in the lineup took. It was just awful baseball across the board on offense. You can't call yourself a playoff team if you're going to play like that and take at bats like that. That was just atrocious. The first inning was fantastic. 16 pitches across the first three batters. After that, it just all went downhill. And on those 16 pitches, 3 balls were put in play. All of them were hit 106.x miles per hour. And they just happened to be right at fielders or a fielder making a really, really good play. After that, it was atrocious. It was guys swinging at the first pitch. They were chasing everything. Not a single bit of tonight was Sean Manaea being a good pitcher. Every single bit of tonight was the Philadelphia Phillies offense being bad at their jobs. And it was a joke. It was an absolute, utter joke and a failure of an offensive production. That's disrespectful to the city of Philadelphia, to say the least, and Philadelphia Phillies fans. That is just atrocious baseball. You cannot play baseball like that. Sean Manaea was all over the place. He walked 2 batters. He hit 2 batters. And guess what? They still went up there swinging at the first pitch. They still chased everything out of the zone. Use your head, man. It's not hard. Stop doing this stupid garbage where you use a pitching machine that's way off to the side of the mound because he's got a weird delivery. Take balls. Quit swinging at everything. It's not hard to do. This is something that I don't understand. I was not a good baseball player. I'll be the first one to tell you. I could not hit to save my life. The highest level of baseball I played was in middle school. But you know what I was good at? Taking walks, because I knew the strike zone. It's not hard. If I was able to do it, I guarantee you that guys that are making $20+ million a year to go up there and do that garbage, they're able to do it too. Kyle Schwarber did it over 100 times. He drew a walk tonight. Cool. 1. He could have had so many more if he would have stopped chasing and swinging at the first pitch. Nick Castellanos needs to change his whole approach. That's a joke. He is a joke of a baseball player. I don't care how many times he's hit a walk-off. I don't care how many home runs he's hit after tragedies. And side note, that whole, a tragedy happened, Nick Castellanos is hitting a home run. That's tired. It needs to end because it's a joke, and he is a joke. Nick Castellanos needs to figure out how to play baseball, because going up there and swinging at the first pitch over 50% of the time and just laughing about it like it's no big deal, that is just absolutely a joke. The fact that he makes $20+ million to laugh about swinging at the first pitch over 50% of the time and call it glorified batting practice. What are we doing, man? Seriously. Like, come on. I don't even know anymore. Alec Bohm get thrown out at second. I don't know if he's hurt. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe that's the reason he got benched yesterday for half the game, and then he started feeling better through the middle of the game because he was not running fast tonight, and maybe that's why he's not running fast. It's because he's hurt. Who knows? We'll never know. They're not going to tell us what's actually going on. They're just going to keep feeding us the same old garbage day in and day out. We'll just go get them next time. Yeah, we just took bad at bats. Yeah, he took bad at bats. Do something about it. Fix it. Take better at bats. Quit swinging at the first pitch. Quit chasing pitches in the opposite batter's box. Don't talk about it. Be about it. It's not hard, people. These guys make $20+ million a year to go up there and put that performance on. It is a joke. It is an absolute joke and a travesty that is what we just witnessed. And I had every intention of coming on here and being calm and not yelling and not being angry and not throwing a fit, but it's a joke. It's laughable. It is just absolutely laughable that the if it's not Rob Thompson blowing the game, it's the offense. And tonight it was the offense. Aaron Nola pitched fantastic. Aaron Nola was great until the 6th inning. He was left in an inning too long. I'm not going to go to Rob Thompson about that because the offense wouldn't have done anything anyway. But Aaron Nola was fantastic tonight through the first 5 innings. The home run for Pete Alonso, that was Pete Alonso hitting. None of that was on Aaron Nola. Pete Alonso went out and got a good pitch, and he drove it over the right field wall. Good on you, Pete Alonso. Good job. The Jesse Winker home run, that one was on Aaron Nola. That was a bad pitch, and Jesse Winker made him pay for it. Can't do nothing about that. But guess what? Both of those were solo home runs. There were only 2 runs allowed through the first 5 innings by Aaron Nola. Of course, 2 more runs came in, and if you looked at Aaron Nola's box score, it's going to show that he allowed 4. 2 of them were let in by Ryan Kerkering when he was brought into the game with the bases loaded in the 6th inning and no outs. But Aaron Nola was fantastic tonight. This was a winnable game that the Philadelphia Phillies offense just handed to the Mets. They said, here you go. Have a free win. We'll take a 2-1 deficit in the series in a 5-game series. 1 more loss and the Phillies are out of the playoffs, people. I don't know if they're not aware of that. I would hope they are. They make $20 million to play the game of baseball. I would hope they know how it works. But from what I saw tonight, doesn't seem very likely because they don't know how to hit. They don't know how to take walks. They don't know how to not swing at the first pitch every at bat. They don't know how to not swing at pitches in the opposite batter's box. They don't know how to put a ball in play. They don't know how to take a walk. 2 walks from Sean Manaea. Just 2. 2 hit by pitches. And yes, Edmundo Sosa 100% stuck his elbow out on the first hit by pitch. But they didn't call it that way. And that's fine. You can't do anything about the umpire. The umpire zone was great except for the call on Trey Turner in the 8th inning on that 1 strike, which it became moot anyway because Trey got on base. But it's just a joke, man. It is an absolute travesty that this is what they're doing in the playoffs. The Phillies offense has played 4 good innings of baseball, and it was from the 6th to the 9th inning of Game 2 in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. The other 23 innings of baseball from the Philadelphia Phillies offense has been absolutely atrocious. And things have got to change. Yeah, especially if the Philadelphia Phillies are eliminated tomorrow, things have got to change. One of those things does need to be Rob Thompson. Yes, tonight's loss was not on him. He still needs to go. I don't care if he's the most winningest manager in the history of the franchise. That means nothing with the roster that the Phillies have put together. It means absolutely nothing. He needs to go. Trey Turner does not need to be batting second. Nick Castellanos needs to be moved to a non-contending team because he's not a player he's not a player worth being on a contending team. Austin Hayes should have never been traded for. That was a bust of a trade. The whole trade deadline was a bust. And believe me, we'll have a full episode about that in the offseason. Just like we'll have a full episode about Trey Turner and how garbage he is. And just like we'll have a full episode about Nick Castellanos and how garbage he is. Because it is just absolutely insane to me that these people get paid as much as they get paid and they're just not good at their jobs on a daily basis. Literally, if anyone else was that bad at their jobs, making much less money, they'd be fired. But here we are in a 2-1 deficit in the National League Division Series to the New York Mets of all teams. And again, it's not because they're good. They will not win the World Series. They will not. They will not. I promise you that. They're going, if the Padres move on from beating the Dodgers, the Padres will beat the New York Mets in the National League Championship Series, and it will probably be a sweep. And I'm pretty sure the Padres are going to beat the Dodgers in the National League Division Series because the Dodgers have no pitching to speak of. Mookie Betts is doing postseason Mookie Betts things. So they're living and dying on Shohei Ohtani. And you can't do that against the Padres offense. So it's most likely going to be the Padres and the Mets if the Phillies do not stage some kind of miracle comeback and remember how to play baseball for more than just 4 innings in game 2. And it's I don't know how this team got to 95 wins, to be honest with you, at this point. I don't understand it. I don't know. Kevin Long needs to go. Rob Thompson needs to go. Trey Turner, if he's not gone, he needs to be batting at 6th or 7th in the lineup. And I said that months ago. Nick Castellanos needs to go. And if he's not gone, he needs to be batting 8th or 9th in the lineup. And if he doesn't change his hitting approach and doesn't stop thinking that it's funny that he goes up there and swings at the first pitch that he sees over 50% of the time, then he just needs to be released, and they just need to eat the money on the contract at that point, because that is just dumb. That's just flat out dumb is what that is. And then the one pitch that they should have swung at on the first pitch, of course, is to Bryson Stott, because he doesn't swing at the first pitch, and it's right down the chute, as he's a pinch hitter in the 9th inning. It is right down the chute. And he just sits there and looks at it because, of course, he does not swing at the first pitch. That is the only time anyone should ever swing at the first pitch, is if it is right down the middle. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Shohei Ohtani. If the pitch ain't right down the middle, keep the bat on your shoulders. First pitch. Every time. I don't care if you're Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, Juan Soto. I don't even know if I want the Phillies to go out and sign Juan Soto anymore at this point. That'd be a waste of a signing with the way the rest of the offense plays. He'd get on base, but what would happen? He'd get stranded on base. He gets on base almost 50% of his plate appearances. But if he did that with the Phillies, he'd be stranded in just about every time he got on base. It's just from the top down, it is just a poor mindset and a poor I don't even know. I have no words, man. I have no problem with Kyle Schwarber batting first. The person on the team that gets on base the most, has the best walk rate, should be batting first in your lineup. That's where Kyle Schwarber should be batting, is first. Bryce Harper should be batting second, because he's the best hitter on the team, period. He should not be batting third. He should be batting second. Trey Turner should be nowhere near the top 4 in the lineup, because he is god-awful at the plate. I don't care what his average is. He does not get on base, and his slugging is way too inconsistent, and he strikes out a lot. Take a look at his Baseball Savant page. It's mostly blue, and it has been for a while, not just this year. So the key takeaway from tonight is the offense was a joke, and this loss was 100% on the offense. Not for once, it was not on Rob Thompson. And they need to figure it out, because if they don't figure it out tomorrow, they're going home. And it's going to be an early offseason for the Phillies and the Philadelphia faithful. And I don't hate it for the team. I hate it for us. I hate it for the fans. I hate it for the people that cover the team. Because it's a joke, man. It is an absolute joke. That was a joke of a baseball game. Ranger Suarez going tomorrow. No matter the outcome of Game 3, Ranger Suarez is going tomorrow. So hopefully something comes of that. If it were me, I'd pitch Zach Wheeler. I don't care if he threw 100. And that's, I'd never thought I'd hear myself saying this, but I don't care if he threw 111 pitches 3 days ago. If it were me, I'd throw Zach Wheeler tomorrow. Let him go 3-4 innings, and then go to Ranger Suarez on the back end for 75 pitches. But they got to win tomorrow, or the Mets are moving on to the championship series. Good news is, if the Mets win tomorrow, they're not celebrating at Citizens Bank Park. So, silver lining. Thank you for joining us tonight. You can find me, Troy Brock, on socials at Troy B Baseball. You can follow the show on Twitter at Philly Faith Pod, spelled just like the podcast. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, give us that 5-star rating. It helps us out tremendously. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification icon on so you can be notified when more episodes just like this one. And there's been a lot of ones just like this one in the last, since it started, go live. And until that next episode goes live, I've been Troy. You've been awesome. Peace, love, and rock and roll. I'm out. Bye.